Today on Eat Like a Local, we're going up and down Bel Air for seafood, right? Crawfish and Noodles. Yeah, it's got crawfish, but man, like they are just some of the best people with seafood I've ever met. And then we're gonna go down to Crown Seafood, maybe have a couple of dim sum bites, but it's all about live king crab, live Dungeness, live lobsters, live shrimp. It is an experience that you do not want to miss out on. When you find somebody this good with seafood, you go to it fast. You run to it. We're starting at Crawfish and Noodles. Amazing stories, amazing people. Let's go check out Crawfish and Noodles real quick. Sitting here with Chung Nguyen, Crawfish and Noodles. One of the places that I find very near to my heart, and not just the food, but the people, your family, your staff. But I want to talk more about your history. Yeah, what brought you to Houston?
Brought to Houston is unexpected. During the Vietnam War, at the end of 1975, the South Vietnam had lost the war, and we become the prisoner of war because we are on the South side who fight for American side. Being tortured, I don't know, but my dad know. He been arrested and he been detained, and he come in with a lot of pain when he got released. So we escaped. We left Vietnam in 1987. That when I was 17 years old.
You're 17 years old. You know exactly what's happened. You know it's like, okay, it's time, we're leaving.
Yep.
We're gone.
So my dad is the coordinator of the escaping for us. We escaped like 4 or 5 times, didn't succeed, but the last trip, it's fortunate enough that we did successfully deport Vietnam. We was escaped to international water. If you're looking up, you got like the U.S. battleship cross by, Philippines, or whoever in the international water can rescue you. If the destination is to go to Pulau Bidang, one of Indonesia refugee camp, we want to go to America because my dad, he was in the Navy with the United States.
Yeah.
So we have more benefit than other people in the refugee camp that we transfer to Philippines for us to study English, to study social, to study culture, U.S. culture, and how to become a U.S. resident.
And then to Houston.
My uncle family was here, so they sponsor us to be in Houston.
A lot of Vietnamese, when they escaped from Vietnam, came to Houston.
That's why Houston become today, because it's the second largest of Vietnamese refugee.
And it's what makes our landscape of our city so amazing, right? The food is so much better. Like the people, very open and
it's true. You know, a very simple life. You know, you can just go work, go to eat, go home, relax, take care of the family, and to be reside in the United States. That is the benefit that we have.
I'm glad you're here. What got you into this crazy business?
This crazy business is totally nonsense. I remember 2008. That's the craziest year that is economy collapse.
Yeah.
But I chose the craziest year to go into business. How smart is it?
Yeah. What made you say crawfish was what you wanted to do? Because when I went to Vietnam, there's not any crawfish. So it's not something you grew up with.
No.
But what you did grow up with, and what I experienced seeing there, is there's certain parts of the neighborhoods where this is where elk or the snails, and this is the place where the shrimp are, and this is the place. But it was communal eating. People sitting together, picking, slowly eating, but having communications.
Yeah.
You've given people a space to be able to do that. Is that what just made you decide crawfish was a thing?
At that moment, I didn't know that's going to happen.
Okay.
I didn't have that vision. In that time, there's not many crawfish places open.
No. And the only crawfish places that were open were traditional, like Louisiana boil houses.
Yep. In that moment, I'm working in Louisiana, Lake Charles. That is the place of where the crawfish come from.
Yeah.
A lot of Vietnamese people coming up there and eat crawfish. I think that's the opportunity for us to have it in Houston. But my main customer is Vietnamese in the Bel Air area. We have to think of how to bring it in the kind of food that at the end of the weekend, the people get together, sit, chill, talk. That's Vietnamese culture. I want to create that culture. We want to create something that for the people can get together, can eat crawfish in the Vietnamese style.
That's key.
You can come in and hit the noodle, like the pho, that represent the north. The noodle represent the south, and the mi quan represent the mid, central part. That's why the farming of the world crawfish and noodle become.
Let's talk about 12 years ago. When you started to talk about crawfish, there was only one style, right? It was the boil house from all across the Gulf Coast. And the crawfish was a giant pot of heavily seasoned water. Crawfish were dumped in and left to soak. Then it comes out of the water, then gets seasoned, and it ends up in a bucket on your plate. That's not at all what you do. You sat back and thought about, how do I want to eat it? How do my friends want to eat it? How do my customers want to eat it? You created a style that is now all over the country.
When you go to Vietnam, you want to go to every place, get fresh shrimp, the shrimp that jump around, the crab, the corn. And that's what the Vietnamese people like.
Yeah.
Everything fresh. And the quality stuff that we put it in, from the butter, from the garlic, from all the selected seasoning.
But you have a cement mixer on the other side of the dining room which you blend your seasonings in. But I've never been here to see the seasonings that go into that.
And to be honest, nobody allowed to see it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Do you season the water heavily?
No, I don't. We have to create a totally different way of cooking. You have to cook to the perfect point that when you get the crawfish out, a piece of junk meat pop out and still have a crunch and still fresh. If I soak the crawfish meat in the season, I defeat the purpose of the taste of the freshness. That is the distinctive between the Viet Cajun and the Louisiana Cajun style. We create that style. We think of that detail. That's why when the Viet Cajun coming out, the seasoning is cooked outside. I just create a different style. Without the Cajun, we never have the Viet Cajun.
No, it doesn't exist.
I mean, I still give 100% credit to the Cajun seasoning.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and the Cajun cooking style because of how the Cajun people cook. Give me an idea how to create a different style for me.
Your seasoning is your seasoning blend, more garlic than a human should consume, and butter.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right?
I love it. This is why you've been nominated for a James Beard.
Thank you so much.
That's exactly why. You changed a culture of food. I'm going to tell you that crawfish is one of the things that you guys do fantastically well, but I think all of the other things as well. It doesn't matter if it's crawfish season or not. This is the place to be because you and your team and your family specifically are some of the best cooks of seafood that I've ever been around. Crabs, shrimp, clams. You just have a great hand with it.
In the family, we kind of discuss and talk about, you know, how we cook food. If they say, Dad, this is not taste right, that dish not going to be on the table.
It's magnificent. We talk about how this is so much in family, and so Vincent, Corey, your boys, you know, everybody's part of the business. You got Grandma and Grandpa here, your wife's generally here, your sisters. That's one of the greatest things about this place is that it's just family. Some of my favorite dishes. What we got?
This is the crawfish. So this is the founder of Viet Cajun.
Yeah.
The crab tower, this is blue crab, salt and pepper. Your favorite dish is also the chicken wooden fish sauce. This is the part of crawfish and noodle. Why the crawfish and noodle forming? Because it's a noodle dish. So this is stir-fry noodle dish. We also have pho. We also have some other soup by the day. And that's your favorite turkey neck. Right?
You know, and nothing about it that says I should go get crawfish and blue crabs and then throw in a turkey neck on the side. That is magical. So you actually go more classic Vietnamese.
Oh, yes, I love classic Vietnamese. That's definitely my comfort, my go-to.
There's something that's very special about you guys as a family. You take a month off and go to Vietnam and feed people.
We go straight to the area who need it. And they are the one who deliver it and go in there and see how they live their life. See all the orphan kids, how they survive. And they have to see that. The young American kid need to see that because we're so privileged. Honestly, I am too. I mean, come to the U.S., I mean, we have all the nice food to eat. But many other parts of the world need it.
Yep. That's good to see. Let's talk about crawfish. First off, look at that. It's seasoned on the outside. Just garlic and butter and all this other deliciousness. That's perfect. It's all about how you cook it. It's really weird that you guys are just staring at me.
You eat so good.
Here we go. It tastes so good.
I don't think I've actually sat down and had crawfish this year.
We
yet.
don't.
I
We
just
don't
taste the
because we eat
seasoning
in the
and
kitchen
that's
most
it.
of the time.
I'll get back to this because this is sitting in front of me.
Chicken wings, fish sauce.
Oh, man.
I love it so much.
Crispy chicken wings, caramelized fish sauce, Just that delicious like caramelization and carameliness to it.
That's how you eat a chicken wing.
We're done. All right, blue crabs, this tower of power that you have over here. So this is basically a hard shell blue crab, split in half.
We'll wash it thoroughly, and then that's when we'll actually start to season the crab. And we'll batter it lightly, and then from there we'll fry it, we'll take it out, and then we actually won't fry it the full way. We'll fry it just enough to where the batter's crunchy, has texture to it, and then we'll actually finish it in the wok. So the main flavor of the crab you're gonna be tasting, the salt and pepper, is actually coming from the smoke of the wok itself.
These are beautiful. And people ask, like, how do you eat that? You eat a potato chip, you can eat a crab leg. I mean, this and this is crawfish and noodles, right?
Yep.
Every table.
We released our black pepper sauce, but then we actually went to Singapore, and we've always heard about the
Pork street crabs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they always like that chili sauce they do. And then we had it, and the funniest thing was it reminded us just of the black pepper sauce itself. So you don't actually have to go to Singapore necessarily to try it. You come here.
It's kind of the first meal in several years that we ever eat our food here.
They're pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time.
I was thinking the same thing.
All right, crawfish and noodles, what to order here? Crawfish, absolutely if it's in season. If not, snow crabs, shrimp, clams, all of it can be done in that boil, but you should just get that with the crawfish too. Caramelized fish sauce chicken wings, the turkey neck. You owe it to yourself just to eat a turkey neck. Up next, I got some friends joining me. We're gonna go to Crown Seafood. You can't do it alone, you gotta do it with friends. Let's go. We're at Crown Seafood, a place that I truly just love. It has so many different options, right? You can come in and get dim sum, you can come in and get classic Chinese cuisine, but what they really excel at is the live seafood. You go up, you can pick out whatever you want. They'll cook it however you like it. Let's go check this out. It's one of my favorites. I say that a lot though, but it's true. We're at Crown Seafood on Bel Air. I can't just do this by myself, so I got some of my literally dear friends with me. Aaron Smith, Feegis Barbecue, Felipe Riccio, Goodnight Hospitality, Victoria Dearman, Southern Smoke, Chris Tang, Southern Smoke. You know, it's just a casual lunch afternoon.
That's the casual Monday.
Casual Monday, right? There's very few places in this city that you can do dim sum to get started while you order your live seafood. King crab lunch sounds pretty good to me. And dim sum's great. Sorry,
Shumai.
get out of there. Let's go.
Shumai. Yeah, there you go.
Good grab.
Get that slide. Shumai, ground pork seasoned, stuffed in a casing, steamed, argao, just shrimp, rice noodle, and then that is the proverbial mixed meat dumpling, generally chicken and pork, vegetables, stuffed into a sweet rice dough, and then fried. So it's super glutinous and chewy and delicious.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, wet ones. You never know how it's gonna work out.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're ready now.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's awesome coming to places like this with you, because you're like, you know the things, you know what to get.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be hard. So,
I mean, you want steamed crab? Or you want
No,
what?
I make a.
You do whatever you
yeah.
want.
Okay.
You're the boss.
Yeah,
I'm in your hands.
okay.
Do what you do, man.
Oh, he just kicked me. He did. He's flicking.
I mean, that's what you want right there. That is a good lunch or dinner with friends. These are some of my favorite. They have the soft shell. They're smaller, super sweet, and I mean, this is a good lunch. That's great. I mean, how excited are you about that?
it's a good,
Stoked.
a good lunch.
Oh, and the
Lobster.
lobster.
Oh, the lobster type of.
Yeah,
That's a big lobster.
Yeah, that's great.
So you got crabs and lobster.
Yeah, and live shrimp.
And scrimps.
And dim sum.
And scrimps.
And dim sum.
All right, look at that. So swimming a minute ago, in our faces right now. Those are beautiful.
Those are nice.
Is this appropriate,
get it.
fingers? They're soft, like they're cooked perfectly, they're not
Control it.
overdone at all.
It's still warm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, those are perfect.
Yeah.
You know, when you're talking about like getting head on shrimp, traditionally like you get them a couple days over and they get that little black stuff. They're a little bit weird, but it's like just
Oh, yeah,
beautiful,
they're
right?
still alive.
Not too many times you like, I'll take those and they're like, and
Yeah.
they're that good and that soft.
That's delicious.
I mean, they're pulling live Gulf shrimp. That is awesome because you never know what you're going to get when you come to a place like this. They'll generally have a board like up the front, like telling you what it is. And it's like, oh, we have clams, we have this, we have that. I've been eating with Yun for years. One day, langoustines came out. And I was like, so she said, in 2 weeks, they'll have fresh langoustines here.
Nice.
Wow.
when you get the crab, 3 different preparations. This one, they always take kind of the little nubbits and the things that they can't use, and they just do a fried rice.
Yeah.
And then the legs all steamed with more garlic than you should consume. And then the other bits and pieces, like the nubs, like probably what I consider the best part. So when you remove this part of the crab and you got the legs off the joints at the very top, that's where a lot of the meat is. And so that's just fried with XO sauce and onions and
More garlic.
More garlic, yeah.
Shallots.
I mean, this is
No
yes,
vampires
all right.
here.
Yeah, this is
No kidding.
Yeah, I went big.
I'm proud of you.
And I took what I think is like one of my favorite
you like that piece?
parts of the
Always.
meat. Yeah.
100%.
Just the pure joy and excitement on this.
Go for it, Chris.
Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
I'm just here for the garlic bits. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Yeah.
I think anytime you pull a king crab out for a dinner
Yeah.
or a lunch, you're winning life.
Yes.
Look at that.
It's so sweet.
You can go to a steakhouse or any restaurant and get king crab, right? Sushi bars, wherever. But this, totally different texture, totally different flavor because it hasn't been steamed, blast frozen, and then re-steamed. It's like a different texture.
And you just take it and like you run it up the side of the shell to get all the garlic that's on there.
Pieces. When you're coming in to order this, there's traditionally 3 ways that they'll always do this dish. Steamed is always on the table, right? Steamed with garlic, the fried rice. The one outlier is always this one. And they'll inform you of what you can do, right? Or what you should do. There's a black pepper jalapeno, there's a tamarind, there's
The XO.
there's all these probably 5 or 6 different ways. And I always say, what would you do? And they'll give you an honest opinion. And they'll give you an honest opinion per, like, whether it be shrimp, whether it be crab, whether it be lobster, whether it be Dungeness crab, whether it be the whole fish. Because also, we didn't even get into that, but there's an array of little groupers and soles and flounder-style fish back there. You can do all different ways, which is pretty amazing. You can do super healthy like this, or you can do some fried like that.
The fried is so good.
They're
And
so
the
good.
rice. You got to have the rice.
So this is the best part about this, is that when you order a king lobster, so this is only half of it, and this is the black pepper and scallion, and then the other will be the tamarind. So, I mean, can't get much better than that.
This is a very fat lobster.
So fat.
That is what I'm talking about. Little hammers. You get the whole head, you get it all. I'm gonna get in it.
Just eat it. On the batter on the outside.
Yeah,
So good, right?
The batter is really good.
It's funny because like if there's not this in front of us, we can talk for hours. But once this hits the table,
Silence.
nothing. See, the cool thing about this is you can do this preparation with the crab if you want. Like, just tell them black pepper and scallion, and then your king crab comes out looking like this, or your shrimp, or your whatever.
You got distracted.
Yeah, I did. I picked up this claw and I was like, "What in the yeah?"
Oh, that was a good one.
A coin. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna eat it.
Salt and black pepper. So good.
You come to this with good friends, you know, where people are like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do that." I'm so proud. You know, the person that eats a chicken wing with a fork and knife, you don't come to this with. Oh, come on.
Oh, there's a whole, yeah, I forgot that was only half of it.
Now, this is a perpetual favorite. Tamarind sauce.
Tamarind sauce.
It is so darn good. It is hot. It is sticky. It is perfect. This with Dungeness crab, lobster.
I like a knuckle action.
Oh, you gotta get that.
My goodness, look at this. It's a lot of lobster.
It's fantastic service. This is like exceptionally fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, she comes in, she's sly, man. She's sneaky. I mean, that's a massive claw. I mean, that's. Look at that. No, that's the.
Yeah.
I mean, that's out of line.
That's massive. Never looked
Conversation
at me.
falls off the rails at any moment. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Let's go to the zoo.
What to order at Crown Seafood. Figure out what you want out of the tanks. Maybe it's some Dungeness, maybe it's lobsters, maybe you got a big group and you're celebrating, you decide a king crab is it. The shrimp and scrambled eggs, one of my favorite dishes. The spicy green beans, also delicious. You can get dim sum too if you want. Also, ask for Yoon or her sister. They'll walk you through everything. Up next, we're heading up to Tequila's, where Hot and Butter does their pop-up out of. Eat some crawfish. So we're on North Shepherd and 27th, close to 610. Tequilas is the bar. Hot and Buttered is the pop-up inside of the bar. Hot and Buttered, Crawfish and Crawfish. It's going.
We do the garlic buttered crawfish, but we also honor the Louisiana tradition. So we put a lot in our boil where we, make sure there's a lot of juices. And in our sauce pretty famous. This is our garlic butter sauce right here. Very thick, it's full of flavor. We also do a traditional Cajun flavor, just crawfish straight out the pot.
Look at this beauty. Crawfish, mussels, crab, shrimp. This is the key. Little tiny quail eggs. Pretty amazing. They go through the boil and then the soak. Soak has a ton of citrus in it. It helps to make these so much easier to eat. Really unique. These people do it right. The beauty of it being in tequilas, I get a seafood pop-up and a full bar. You watch the Astros, sit back. Look at this. Look at this beauty right here. That's what I'm talking about. Coconut and lime. You know me. Baseball, cocktails, beers, shrimp, crabs. You get this kind of mussel action everywhere. Perfectly seasoned. The fact that there's a half a dozen or a dozen of these quail eggs on here. Still soft, creamy. Just really good. It's one of those, you know it's gonna be great, but you just don't know how great. That's great. So other places to go. Hai Kang, classic in the city. Lots of live seafood, crabs, fish, lobsters. Fung's Kitchen. We've talked about it before for dim sum. It's also got all the live tanks. Crawfish Cafe. There's a couple around the city, but the one on Bel Air, still the OG. So we went to Crawfish and Noodles, hung out with Chung and his family, heard the story of how they got here, how they're doing things. We went to Crown Seafood, had a bunch of friends, king crabs and soft scrambled eggs and shrimp. Now, hot and buttered. A lot of people doing really good things with seafood in this city. You owe it to yourself to go check it out. Till then, what's next? Even when you don't want to do, you're like, no. Thank you. You like it?
Yeah.
This week, right here.
I've been on this route about 6 years and I have yet to try this.
Come on. You like crawfish?
Yeah.
One of the best out there, right here.
Now that I see you here, I've been here.
That's amazing.